Happy New Year's, you guys! So as of 3 days ago, it is now 2017 and it's so surreal to be in this year because personally this year is gonna be a really important one for me. I'm gonna graduate, I'm gonna start Paul Mitchell, maybe work, get my lessons, and I'm turning 18. So this is the year for me, I think, and I am praying that this year just goes by, you know, very flowy, very calm, very peaceful. So at the beginning of this video, if you guys hadn't noticed already, I did insert a inspirational, motivational quote, and that is something that I have been wanting to do since last year, but I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do it starting the new year, so it won't be something like random, just throwing it out there. 2016, middle of the year, you know, kind of awkward thing. So I just decided to do it on the beginning of this year, 2017, and since this is my first video of the year, I just feel there's so many creative juices coming out of me this year, so hopefully that stays, and that is just one thing that is going to be changing this year. Well, not changing, just adding on a few better things to my channel. Second thing, I just created a new Instagram account on January 1st. Today is January 3rd. I've also been wanting to do that for the longest time just because I feel like I've been throwing everything into my own personal account, you know, my family, my daily life, my makeup pictures, my portfolio pictures, my channel videos, announcements, and I feel like it was just way too much for one account, so I did decide to create a second one. What the heck am I doing? This account is going to be mainly focused on anything and everything beauty, OOTDs, MOTDs, my video announcements. Whenever I have a new video that's going live, I will be posting on that account. And yeah, we'll make a few posts on my personal account, but I just want to mainly focus that on my day-to-day, you know, own personal things, if y'all know what I mean. So I will have a new addition to my Stay Connected With Me info down below in the description box. I will have my new Instagram username, my second account username, and you guys, when I was creating this, I didn't have any creative juice flowing out of me at the time, so if the username is a bit too simple, then I am sorry. I just didn't know what to name it. If you guys have any new and creative username ideas, then go ahead and comment them down below, or Snapchat me, DM me, message me, anything you want, girl, anything you want. In case you guys are really lazy and don't want to go look down below, then I will insert it right here. It is at jeseeeell.beauty. Yes, I know, not creative at all, sorry. And I'm also trying to be like super organized this year. I bought a planner and I got my pen with me at all times because your girl needs some better organizing skills this year, you know. And I was actually going through it last night, and I was filling out all of the important dates that I already had from my phone, and I transferred them onto my planner. And it was crazy, you know. I went like through the whole year of 2017 in like 10 minutes, which is crazy. Now for today's video, I'm going to show you guys, if you guys haven't already tried it out, I feel like I'm kind of late on this, but late is better than never. So if you guys, obviously you guys have heard of the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, which comes in this plastic tube. It doesn't look very high-end because of the plastic and because of the size of it, but this foundation has been one of my all-time favorites, and I've been using this. This is just a foundation that I know I can pick up on the daily, and I know it will come in clutch for me, especially because it's matte, and I love anything matte as long as it's not drying. This L'Oreal Infallible foundation is Pro Matte. This is the original formula, and this is a Pro Matte foundation. If you guys are interested in what my shade is, I usually pick up 108 Caramel Beige. Now recently, I don't know the exact date, but they did come out with their second all new formula. Let me tell you, I was kind of like shady about it, and I hadn't even tried it because of the fact that it's not matte. Now this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation. As you can tell just by the packaging, this is a matte finish. This is a glowy packaging, so I mean that was kind of creative of them, you know. Now if you guys are just curious, my shade in the Pro Glow foundation is 205 Natural Beige. Now I am kind of confused on why they would make them different numbers. Now I do see that the Pro Glow ones, I feel like they do run a little bit warmer because this is caramel beige. You would expect a caramel beige to be a little bit more warm, a bit more tan. This is actually lighter than the natural beige. This is natural beige. You would expect this to be caramel, and it's natural. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm not gonna start judging or anything. Let's just go ahead and get straight to the applying. I am gonna do half of my face with the Pro Matte, half of my face with the Pro Glow, because I do want to see the difference and how they both look, and I do want to show you guys the finishes of it to see if they, especially the Pro Glow one. Right now we are mainly judging the Pro Glow one because it is the new formula. For this I have already had experience, and I know that it is a very nice foundation. Pro Glow one says that it is a radiant finish. So it's for normal to dry skin. This one is also for normal to dry skin, and this says that it is hydrating. So this is a hydrating radiant finish foundation. I personally, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of anything that is not matte on my skin or my lips. So I already feel like I have a bias, but if it's a good foundation, it's gonna impress me, and we're gonna see that right now. Okay, so I have applied a layer of my demi matte foundation. Now we're gonna go ahead and go with the Pro Glow foundation to my right side of the face. Now the instant I take it out, I don't know if you guys can see, it is way more shiny. That kind of scares me, but we'll go with it anyways. And it does seem a bit lighter than my Pro Matte foundation. It is way lighter. You guys can totally tell. I can totally tell that this foundation, it actually is very impressing right away, because whereas in this side you touch it and you can't, like, it's so soft, you can't really feel any tackiness, which I hate about foundations. I know it's a liquid, but the finish just, like, it gets me. So with a demi matte finish, it is super soft. It almost feels like you have a powder already sitting on top, setting the foundation. It is not glowy whatsoever. It is very matte without drying out your skin, and you guys can totally tell, I have a bright light right here, that there is no glow whatsoever. Whereas on this side, I can totally see a difference. It is not a, like, in your face glow. I also really love that. And what I also love about it is that the finish is not as, like, soft. Like, you can also, like, even hear that it feels like a powder. This one, you can feel the same, but it is a bit more tacky. But I do get it because it is a glow foundation. Obviously there is going to be a difference, so that is the difference that I'm seeing as of right now. The Pro Glow is a bit lighter on me, and I think it's a bit more suitable shade for me. I feel like the matte one is a little too warm for me, so I guess I am gonna go buy a new Pro Matte that matches me a bit better. Now I do feel like I applied a bit more of Pro Matte foundation on my left side, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply a bit more of the Pro Glow just so it can all be even. Now we are also going to test if this is a buildable foundation, because some foundations just like stick to your skin and they just don't blend out well when applying a second layer. But right away I can tell that this is not one of those foundations. You can totally build this foundation up to the coverage that you want it to, which is a bigger plus. Now when looking up real close and personal, now I'm allowed to do this, it looks not cakey at all. It actually looks really flawless, which is a big thing for me. And speaking of the coverage, I feel like, yeah, this one's way darker. I'm actually pretty in love with this foundation. As you guys know, I have always had a bit of redness right here on my cheeks, just natural. It has always been naturally there, and I've always looked for a foundation that covers it, especially when I go out. For a natural foundation, it's okay if a little bit shows up because I'm gonna wear blush anyways, so it already looks like a natural blush to me. I really like this foundation. The coverage is really even. It's even on my whole right complexion. It is a really nice coverage. I will say that this is a medium to full coverage because, well, actually the consistency on the first layer was kind of thin, I have to say. But again, you can build this up to a medium, even to full coverage foundation. If you just be careful to not go to the point where it's gonna look super cakey. Just be cautious of that, as normally buildable foundations, they can go pretty cakey sometimes because some people just overdo it. It just depends on how you apply and how much you apply. So right now with 2 layers, I think is pretty good for me personally. And overall right now, just from applying, I will give it 7 out of 10. Not perfect, but it is really near to that. I'm absolutely in love with it, so like a 7.5 maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will come back and we will have a bit of check-ins throughout the day to see how the foundation is wearing off. It's already kind of late, so maybe I'm just gonna stay at home. I will see how it performs, and yeah, let me go finish my makeup right now though. Okay guys, so we are done doing the rest of our makeup. I did a little bit of purple going on in the crease just because I'm wearing purple, and I mean it kind of complemented it. I tried not to do so much powders going on my face, but you guys know that I can't live without powders. Good news is that I only applied a really super light layer of the Makeup Forever HD powder, the one that I showed you guys in the beginning that I got on Sunday. The one thing that I made sure not to do is apply another color powder on top of my foundation. Not because of the shade difference, but just because I wanted to see just how the foundation plays out by itself. I didn't do any extra coverage apart from the 2 layers that I put on in the beginning, and as you guys saw, I applied a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of blush, and I was this close to not putting highlight on, you guys, just because it is a glow foundation and I wanted to see if it glowed on itself, but I just couldn't live without highlight. Maybe from the light it seems like it's a lot more, but I promise you guys, I literally dabbed, put some on, that's it. While I was applying my makeup, I didn't notice anything different apart from the shade difference. I think I just have to wear it out for a little bit longer to see any differences in the consistency, if it oxidizes or not. I do see and feel that this side, the one where I upload my Pro Glow foundation, the new formula, I feel like it looks a lot more clear, a lot more healthy, just because my skin looks a little bit more. Only thing I can tell you guys is that both look amazing. So I will see you guys in a little. I haven't really seen any differences, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But that's honestly a good thing, because by this time it would have probably oxidized on me and it would have probably gone a little bit more orange, but its true color has stayed, which that makes me really happy because it's already been 4 hours. So if it can hold on for 4 more hours and possibly more, then that would be even greater. But my next update will probably be at my house, in my filming area, because it's already late. But I will keep this foundation on for a couple more hours until I go to sleep, and that is usually very late. So I will let you guys know if there is any more differences. The only thing that I will tell you is that this side does feel a lot more moisturizing, and also I can totally see a big difference in the highlight. Even though I only applied a little bit, I told you guys in the beginning I applied the tiniest bit, but I feel like the consistency of the glowiness in this foundation, you can really see the true pigmentation of the highlight. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but this side I can see the highlight a lot more than this one, which is weird because since this is a matte foundation, you would be able to tell the difference between, like, the contrast between the rest of the products on the face that are matte and then the bright as highlight. But no, this side, I feel like the consistency in general of the glowiness just really shows the highlight's true colors. So that's it for now, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so I am back in my room. I applied the foundation at 4 p.m. today, and as of right now it is 10 o'clock, so it has been 6 hours since the application process. And let me just go ahead and give you guys the final thoughts, my final thoughts on the foundation and the pros and cons and just the overall rating that I'm gonna give it. Go ahead and start with something that I'm not sure if it's a pro or a con. It honestly all depends on your personal preference, on what you like, on what type of finishes you like in a foundation. Number one, it is super lightweight. You barely even feel it on your skin. You barely even feel like you have any foundation or makeup on your skin. And I don't know if this is really possible to feel, but honestly, I feel like I feel this side a little bit more than this side. I feel like this side I can actually like breathe. I feel super light slay. You know what I mean? Like super light slay. So continuing on with pros, I'm gonna go ahead and go with number 2. From the very beginning, once the application process started, I could tell that it blended out so nicely, so fast. And if you guys want to go ahead and rewind to like actually believe what I'm saying, it blended out so nicely, so flawlessly. I don't know how it would apply with the brush. That's something that I did not try just because I love my beauty blender. My beauty blender is my baby. I don't know what I would do without my beauty blender. So beauty blender just makes everything work out flawlessly, seamlessly, perfectly. So I highly recommend a beauty blender for any type of liquid makeup on your face. Number 3, it is, even though it is a light to medium coverage, you can totally build it up, possibly to a full coverage if you are very careful on the amount of foundation you apply on your face, because obviously you do not want to create a cakey face. It's not a sexy look, girl. So I did apply 2 layers of foundation on my face and it did not look cakey at all. It looked completely flawless. So that's why I am giving it a plus on that. It is very buildable. Number 4. Now, this is going to be something that a lot of you may not agree on. I saw a lot of reviews on this foundation and I saw that almost everyone put that it oxidized on them. By oxidized, I mean that throughout the day it just became a completely darker color on your face. The true color of the foundation just didn't stay on your face, and that kind of sucks when the foundation is like the exact shade for you, the perfect shade, and then it just completely makes you look really dark, really tan. That really sucks. But this foundation did not oxidize on me. It didn't. I was kind of expecting it to, but to be honest, I did not see a difference. For my first check-in, you guys noticed that honestly I didn't have anything to say about it because literally it had not changed from the 4 hours prior that I had barely applied the foundation. So I mean, 4 hours is a pretty long time for it to not change, and that is a really nice thing about this foundation. It stays true to its color. Number 5. Now this is something that's a little bit more like me, like personal positive thing that I have for it, a pro, which was that since I'm assuming it's because of the consistency of the glowiness of the foundation, it made my highlights stand out a lot more. I don't know if that's a little weird. I don't know if it was because of the formula, because of the consistency of the foundation, that I don't know. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I saw a little bit more glowiness on this side. Number 6. It made my skin look super healthy, super fresh. This is a really good foundation because since it is a light to medium coverage, you can use a super light layer on this, finish the rest of your makeup, and you are good to go. You don't look cakey, you don't look too much for the day. 8. It did not settle in my fine lines whatsoever. Now, you may think, well, what fine lines? Like, there is no fine lines in face. Yes, there is, girl. There is many right here, especially where you smile. And girl, don't even get me started with these right here, the mustache lines. You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me that you have not had that problem with your foundation. Not even once. Number 9. I don't even know what number I'm on anymore. This did not look any patchy at all on my face. Usually when you have dry spots on your face, it will just naturally, it will cling on to those areas, and sometimes it does not look very flattering on your face. It just looks like you have a big clump of foundation on one spot on your face, and that is not sexy, girl. That's not sexy. Those foundations will cling on to those dry patches, and this foundation did not. I have a couple of them around here, right here on my contour kind of zone, and it did not cling on to them at all, and that is very pleasing to me. There's not a wide range of color selection. This shade was a little too light for me, and when I went to the store there wasn't that many shade variety, and that kind of sucked because a lot of us girls sometimes have to even like mix foundations to get the perfect shade, and I feel like every brand that has a foundation out there should have, I don't know, a huge variety to when it comes to shade selection. You have to spend double the money, and it just really is annoying and sucks, and is, you know. So last but not least, if you're an oily skinned girl, I would not recommend this foundation specifically for you. I would highly recommend the Pro Matte foundation because as oily girls, we need something like this that will come in clutch every single day. I honestly, I'm being completely sincere with you guys. I see them both as the same. They both worked completely equal. I did not see anything like I would completely dump the Pro Matte for the Pro Glow, or I would dump the Pro Glow for the Pro Matte. They both have very good pros, and they both have some cons. Thing that I might possibly want to try in the future is mix both of them together just to see what they would both do together, especially because these two shades are not equal and perfect for my skin tone, so maybe mixing both would be perfect. If I do try and mix these two together, I will definitely let you guys know what happens and if I like it or if I don't through Snapchat most likely. So if you guys don't have me on Snapchat, go ahead and add me down below. But those are my final thoughts for this Pro Glow foundation specifically. versus the Pro Matte Foundation. I really didn't say anything about this one because you guys already know my thoughts about this. Just know that this foundation for me was pretty much perfect. Cons are very, very little. There's small details that I could handle with no problem at all. This Pro Glow foundation, I pretty much see as perfect. Literally all of my things that I had to say for this foundation were all pros except for very small details again. These both foundations are amazing. I don't know if I would recommend one over the other. The only thing that I will say is depending on your skin tone. If you are oily, go for the Pro Matte. If you are normal skin to dry skin, go for this one. This is super moisturizing without being greasy. There's not that many foundations that give you a beautiful, healthy looking glow without looking shiny or greasy throughout the day. And girl, I've had this foundation on for 6 hours now and it hasn't given me any problems of any shininess, anything out of the ordinary. And I just highly recommend this. That's what I'm trying to say. I highly recommend this foundation. I actually highly recommend both of these foundations. Honestly, this line of the Infallible has me going insane for them. I'll finish this video saying that I give, firstly, this foundation, because obviously you guys know this is like a 10 out of 10 for me. This foundation, I will give it 9.5 out of 10. It is super close to being perfect for me. That's because I am biased towards matte foundations because matte foundations are my babies. But for those of you who don't mind wearing any glow foundations, I would highly give this a 10 for you. Be sure to follow my personal and my beauty account down below. Everything will be linked down below. If you have any other questions, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. DM me, Snapchat me, message me. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up to let me know to keep doing these first impressions kind of battle of the foundations kind of videos. If you guys have any foundations that you want me to test out and you want me to do a comparison on, go ahead and let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy New Year's to everyone. I love you guys so much. Bye. You guys, I'm roasting the shiz out of someone right now. It's so funny. Oh my god. Who would I be without Disney music? And my phone just died, so I can't play anymore for you guys. Thanks, phone, for coming in clutch. Why aren't you this foundation? Comes clutch for me all the time. Where are you? Guys, I don't want to get rid of this decorations. Like, my mom just took down the tree today at the lights.